Hello, hello everyone. Welcome. This is Seraph bringing you a game between iNcontroL and Vile Domorin. Domorin spawning as the blue Terran in the upper left corner. iNcontroL spawning as the red Protoss in the upper right corner. The map today is going to be Backwater Gulch. Now for those of you who don't know me, and that is everybody, I'm Seraph, Diamond League Zerg, presently 11th, maybe 12th, depending on how much everyone else has been playing lately in my division. Reasonably good. The game, obviously not zero caliber, but I wanted to do something, get involved in the community. I think casting is a great way to do that, and I really hope you guys enjoy this. iNcontroL putting down the 9 pylons, scouting counterclockwise. Very unfortunately for him, going to be scouting Domorin last. Shouldn't be too critical. Domorin not doing anything super crazy, just finishing that supply depot on 11 as per usual. Starting an additional SCV, going to be starting a barracks on 12 as per usual. iNcontroL chrono boosting out probes. Looks like he's going to be opting for a 14 gateway. There it goes down just as the probe comes out. 14th probe begins production. Barracks halfway done. When the barracks is halfway done, the refinery comes down. About 2 minutes 5 seconds for Domorin. As Domorin finally begins to scout. Himself going to be scouting counterclockwise, going to run right smack dab into iNcontrol's probe. iNcontroL taking his first gas, putting down the pylon, mining gas pretty early here. It's really tough to try and think of what it is I should say to fill space. Should I talk about Domorin and Vile, who I don't know much about, iNcontroL and Evil Geniuses, who I know some more about? Well, sure, I'll talk about iNcontroL as it was done in Cybernetic Score. He did something which... Ooh, no, Domorin taking the reactor. That's most recent. And picking off that scouting probe. Unfortunate for iNcontroL. The SCV slowly making its way around. Both players scouting each other last, leaving that space between their bases nice and extra dark. iNcontroL putting down a second gateway. Well, Domorin starts with the command center and snipes just this poor, defenseless creature. Alright, well, enough about that. Moving on to the game. Still SCVs, Marines, Domorin not really doing a whole lot else. He doesn't have the money for a whole lot else. iNcontroL pouring down a third gateway, building a sentry. Elected not to build a zealot. Elected not to build a zealot? Yes, elected not to build a zealot, instead opting to wait until the Cybercore was finished to build a sentry, going to be building the zealot now off of this second gateway. Scouting probe Domorin going down. Unfortunate for him. Not as unfortunate for the Terran as I think it is to lose your scouting probes, as that probe can lay down proxy pylons. iNcontroL opting to send out a new one, placing the proxy pylon on the high ground outside base just south of Domorin's natural. Domorin up to getting a bunker, want to make sure iNcontroL doesn't do anything too crazy, so he doesn't die in some crazy iNcontroL looks like he's playing a ZVP right now, or a PVZ right now, honestly. Just building sentries, zealot, getting warp gate. He's looking a whole lot like a 3-gate sentry experience. I didn't think they did that. PVT. Factory beginning. Tech lab going on a barracks. Domorin, while iNcontroL moving out with his forces. Just his warp gate about to finish. Looks like he'll be warping in, putting on some pressure. Continuing just to chrono boost that Nexus, though, and really more focused on open the warp gates do. 2 stalkers appear right outside Domorin's base. Domorin with 7 Marines outside the bunker. 13 Marines in total. SCV sneaking right around that army, being completely ignored. does spot it. Knows iNcontrol's putting his control makes a move on the ram. Zealot gets picked off just because of his head. iNcontrol force fielding the ram. He just wants Domorin to know that's a threat. Probably not trying to trap that piece. So Domorin scouting the expansion from iNcontrol. See, Stargate's about halfway done. The reactor on the factory likely going to be swapping onto the Starport. Man, they should name their things different stuff, like Spire. Isn't that I guess I played Zerg. Robotics Bay going down for iNcontrol, about halfway done. Starport finishing up, switching to the reactor so we can swap over and begin double medevac activation. Factory moving aside as Marines and Marauders just continue to be made for Domorin. Double muling those main minerals until he can clear his natural and take it safely. iNcontrol scouting for drops. With a probe and 3 stalkers, should be able to pick off anything that tries to go around. Is there any space where Domorin could get through? Just a very, very little. As iNcontrol moves up to get rid of that. iNcontrol holding this watchtower. Drop could go the long way, but certainly won't want to. I wonder... No. iNcontrol cannot see the very top portion of the map, so a drop could definitely sneak up by. Instead, opting to go straight past the observer, past the probe, off the probe, and heading straight towards iNcontrol's base. Breaking the contain almost incidentally. There's a Lyode. iNcontrol not sniping poor defenseless animals. Drop going down into iNcontrol's natural. On its way to the stock goes down. Force of Domorin, but a medevac goes down too. I think he didn't deal... Really, I feel like he took more damage than he dealt. Orbital command moving down is that just resounding cry of the bunker exploding as it salvages. 2 more tech labs going down on the barracks, bringing Domorin's total to 4. Really 5 with a reactor. Though 2 of those can, of course, only make Marines. Starport's getting and another huge loss for Domorin. Meanwhile, the robotics bay is nearly halfway, nearly 2/3 complete for iNcontrol. Domorin forced to continue to rebuild these. Instead, now he has only 2 medevacs instead of the 5. Instead of the 6 he would have had otherwise, or 5 rather. Yes, cancels the Viking, building medevacs instead. Don't know if he's scouted this robot bay yet. No, he has not. He scouted a building started. Impossible to tell what that was, though, I think. Observer just sitting over there. Hopefully he moves before that missile turret completes, otherwise that could be a bad day for that observer. Bad day. Hide the time. Hide the time. This is my first time doing this, so hopefully it turns out alright. Selecting a Lyode, just hanging out with iNcontrol's army for safety. iNcontrol just continuing to produce stalkers, building Colossus. Just about to finish. Thermal Lance halfway done as a drop moves up into the southern portion of iNcontrol's main, right on top of that robo-bank. Target fire down. Doing great guessing. Will also pull back some sniped. Domorin's pulling out great damage with that drop, delaying iNcontrol's tech by quite some time. Something like another 2 minutes before Thermal Lance will be done now. Another minute before he can start Colossus production again. Domorin with a really good job. iNcontrol moving out. Looks like he wants to put some pressure on. Meanwhile, Domorin just starting on his 1-1 upgrades, adding on 2 more barracks. Excuse me. Finishing 2 Vikings, adding a 3rd. Not quite producing right now, which is a little bit odd. There we go. Starts 2 more, up to 3 Vikings, 2 medevacs. iNcontroL taking his third, another drop going down in iNcontrol's main. This time it gets picked off without being able to do it. But as I was saying, iNcontroL taking a third at the bottom right main's natural. Excuse me, moves out with his main army towards Nope. Decides against it. Meanwhile, Domorin constructing an additional command center. Might planetary this gold, or take a base down here. I'm a little bit surprised that iNcontroL opted to expand down there. I guess, attempting to hide it, hoping Domorin won't scout. Whereas Domorin's maybe more likely to scout this position, his drop's more likely to pass over it. But I think really they're just as likely to pass over this. So if he really wanted to hide it, why not put it all the way down here? Why just put it here? Well, in case damage done to the bosses of the outpost, well, they get to know they can not get the bosses. It's like the Deadfire excellent control traffic Domorin system going into it. Moving off with this boss item down at some point. 20 supply here. Forced to withdraw, iNcontroL definitely is better about it. And that is where I'm going to have to leave you, because YouTube videos can only be 15 minutes long. Darn YouTube. Got another about minute to talk to you, but save that for next time. Instead, I'll leave you with a question. Will our Protoss hero take control of the situation, or will the vile Domorin prevail? Find out next time.